You now have an opportunity to invest in Jamaica's largest credit union, Community and Workers of Jamaica Co-operative Credit Union Limited, CNWJ. What a mouthful, right? I'm Kalilah Reynolds, and this is Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. In this episode, I'll break down the CNWJ's Deferred Shares listing and how it's different from an IPO. It's also the first credit union in Jamaica to list on the stock exchange. Stay tuned, I've got the deets. Now, before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on those post notifications. When you're done watching this video, share with a friend, or 2 or 3 or 4, right? I also have a t-shirt giveaway coming up. You can win our exclusive Let's Get This Money t-shirt, or you can order one by emailing admin@KalilahRayMedia.com. Now to today's discussion. Over the past couple of years, the magic investment letters have been IPO. Many of you started your investment journey with the initial public offering of a new company coming to the market, such as Wigton last year or Trans-Jamaican Highway this year. But did you know there are other ways for a company to become listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange? In this episode, I'm going to explain how deferred shares work and the listing of CNWJ. Now remember, a stock is a unit of ownership in a company. The popular types of stocks are ordinary common shares and preferred shares, which have different rights. Ordinary shareholders have the right to vote at meetings of the shareholders, and they also have the right to claim a portion of the company's undivided assets, while preferred shareholders have the right to receive dividends at a fixed rate before ordinary shareholders get theirs. And they also have the first right of payment should the company go bankrupt or be dissolved. Note, however, preferred shareholders do not have the right to vote on company decisions at shareholder meetings. Now, CNWJ is offering deferred shares. So what are those? Well, let's break it down. To defer means to postpone or to put off to a later date or time. And shares, like I said, are units of stocks owned in a company. We also know that the returns on stocks are called dividends. That's your share of the profits as a shareholder. So when we put that all together, deferred shares are shares whose holders are paid dividends at a later date or when a specific event occurs, such as a company reaching a certain level of profitability. These are also ideal for long-term investors. So what are some of the features of the deferred shareholder? Well, they do not have voting rights, and they're also paid dividends after the common and preferred shareholders have been paid. So now that we understand deferred shares, how is CNWJ listing again? Right, by introduction. But what does that even mean? Well, to find out, we're going to head over to section 403B in the JSE Main Market Rulebook. When a company lists by introduction, no new or additional shares are being offered. The shares being listed on the market are already owned. In this case, the shareholders of CNWJ Credit Union own these shares. By listing on the stock exchange, they now have an opportunity to sell their shares to us in the public, if they so choose, and we get to buy them on the open market. And we happen to know another company that listed by introduction. Our sponsor's parent company, Proven Investments, listed by introduction back in July 2011. So far, we've covered types of stocks. We've learned about deferred shares and what it means to list by introduction. So now, who is CNWJ? According to a statement from the company, CNWJ Credit Union has created a first in Jamaica's credit union history with the listing of $900 million of deferred shares on the JSE. So they're the first credit union listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Now let's dive into some history on the institution. The Community and Workers of Jamaica Co-operative Credit Union Limited, CNWJ CCUL, like I said, it's a mouthful, that was started in 1961. It's their mission to enhance the well-being of their members through superior financial services delivered by an empowered and motivated team. At present, they serve about 130,000 members. It's a lot of people. Now, between 1996 and 2019, they've gone through 8 mergers, the most recent being with St. Elizabeth Co-operative Credit Union Limited last September. They closed the last fiscal year ending December 2019 with a loan portfolio of $12.6 billion and total assets of $17.7 billion. It's now said to be the largest credit union in Jamaica. Big money! Now, why list on the stock exchange? Well, CNWJ CEO Carlton Barkley says the listing aims to identify and establish a consistent source of funding. Barkley says they've used deferred shares in the past to bolster their capital requirement. However, the shareholders who are supposed to keep the funds for 5 years would withdraw the money to cover unforeseen or unexpected expenses. Stuff happens like COVID, for example, and you need the money. But doing this would negatively affect the credit union's capital. So CNWJ wanted to set up a fund that would be unaffected by withdrawals during the investment's lifespan. Now, how will the shareholders be affected? Well, according to Barkley, listing the shares on the Jamaica Stock Exchange allows each member shareholder to recoup or access the funds by selling their shares at any time through the established broker. So they don't have to keep pulling out the funds. They can just sell their shares. That way, CNWJ's pool of funds remains undisturbed and the seller gets cash once their account is settled and the trade is complete. This also means that the members of the credit union must have a brokerage account to buy and sell their deferred shares. So now, what's the difference between deferred shareholders and the regular shareholders who are simply members of the credit union? Because credit union members actually own the credit union. They're shareholders of the credit union. So according to Barkley, the main difference is that the deferred shareholder will be able to trade his shares on the JSC, while the ordinary shareholder will not. However, ordinary shareholders, because they're regular members of the credit union, can vote at annual general meetings, while deferred shareholders cannot. The deferred shareholder is not automatically a member of the credit union. And Barkley says that's one of the beauties of listing. Anyone can own and trade these shares, even if they aren't a member of the credit union. So the shares opened at $2 each on Friday. Consult your licensed financial advisor to see if this may be a good investment for you. You can reach out to an advisor, of course, at Proven Wealth by visiting provenwealth.com or on social media at We Are Proven. So let's recap. Deferred shareholders are paid dividends after the common and preferred shareholders. A listing by introduction occurs when no new or additional shares are being offered, and CNWJ's deferred shares will be traded solely on the JSC. Well, that's it for this episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you in partnership with Proven Wealth. Here's what's coming up on Taking Stock.
Advertising agency The Lab has reported a 54% increase in profits for their second quarter ending April. How have they managed to do so well even though firms cut their marketing budget during COVID-19? We'll find out more from CEO of The Lab, Kalilah Bennett. And later, the analysts weigh in on the latest market developments. NCB has started rolling out its new Visa debit card, and Proven is reporting a 235% rise in profit for the year ending March 2020. We'll discuss.
So make sure you watch that episode because I'll be doing my last 20K giveaway. You still have time to enter by posting your videos online stating how Taking Stock or Money Mondays JA have made a difference in your investment journey. Now it's time for our T-shirt giveaway, but first, congratulations to last week's winner, Antoinette Douglas. Email admin@KalilahRayMedia.com to collect your prize. And here's this week's giveaway question. What are deferred shares? Bet you saw that coming, right? I hope you were paying attention, taking notes. Drop the answer in the comments below. The winner will be chosen at random from all the correct answers. You have until Friday, August 8, 2020 to post your answer and win one of our cool Let's Get This Money t-shirts. If you want to order one for yourself or someone else, just email admin@KalilahRayMedia.com. Also sign up to our newsletter at takingstock-ja.com for business news, analysis, and the transcript of this episode. I'm Kalilah Reynolds. Stay safe